Welcome, risk takers, to Streetwise Talks. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Ross.
And you guys are entering a talk adventure.
Our motto is, playing it safe is
the new risk, so don't play it safe.
As we always tell you. So here we are again. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you're hopefully liking what you've been hearing, like, subscribe, share, tell people. Hopefully we're going to help trigger the brain to go look at that computer and see what the heck's happening in life than your basic 9 to 5 and watching TV, which we don't want you to be doing anymore. So here we are. As you know, we talk about 3 or 4 subjects. What do we talk about?
We talk about entrepreneurship.
Sometimes investing.
And my favorite, health. And we're going to throw in a little bit of world events here and there.
Yeah, you never know what the hell we may talk about. May surprise you. But we're going to start off with entrepreneurship. So we've covered different things so far, but this is going to be a little bit different, a little bit about ourselves. And want to change your mindset on what you're doing in life, thinking I can never do anything different. So once again, I was a medical rep 27 years. That was my goal coming out of college. Took me 2 years to get there. I was off and running. Rebecca was actually had a great career with State Farm at one time, became a stay-at-home mom, and we did our thing like you guys have too, probably. But sometimes you get to the point where you're like, darn, is this it? Or you don't think you could do anything else. So what I'm saying to you people is I was a one-trick pony, 27 years on that track of doing what I did in the medical sales game. If you told me 4 years ago at the end of that road for me that I would be involved in 3 or 4 different businesses, I would be a, quote, entrepreneur, I would say, are you freaking nuts?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah, that was never in our mindset.
It just wasn't.
Never thought about it. I don't know why. He just had a good job and he was doing his thing. We were doing our thing, and it never crossed our minds until he got a little bored.
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll say that real quick. Boredom is one of the worst things that can happen to you. So how many are you out there just like bored to death what you're doing? That's not a way to live. If you're working Monday through Friday to get to Saturday and Sunday, how's that doing?
No, horrible. If that's your whole life, dredging or drudging or complaining that Monday's coming, then your job is taking over you instead of you taking over your own life.
If you're thinking about how miserable you're going to be on Monday at Sunday at about 4 in the afternoon during the second football game, or when you hear that 60 minutes tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock at the end of the second game on Sunday, you're like, you got to change careers. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
So bottom line, guys, don't think you cannot make a change. Like I said, if you would have come to me years ago, I'm going to have all these different businesses, entrepreneur, I would say you're crazy. Because seriously, sometimes you can't imagine doing something different. So bottom line is, change your mindset if you're bored or miserable or just not excited about getting up in the morning.
Yeah, and anybody, any age, I don't care if you're 25 years old or 60 years old, 70 years old, anybody can change their path in life. Anybody can do it, and everybody should do it. It's good to change up your life here and there and throw in some curveballs. And a little risk. Don't forget the risk.
Yeah, and I'll say this. My mindset has changed. I always thought I wanted to retire and watch TV. I'll tell you, man, no. I don't think I ever want to, quote, retire. You always want to have interests that keep your mind going. If it's investing, maybe you want to be a trader with specific parts of your money when you retire, fun money to play with. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to have a small business that you continue on,
right? Even
after you thought you would retire. You ever hear Rush Limbaugh unfortunately, he recently passed away at a young age, 70 years old. But you know what he said? He never imagined at that age, he was running before he got cancer. He was running harder and faster than ever. He thought by 65 it would be over. The guy was 69 when he got sick. He was running harder than ever. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and he loved every second of it.
Oh my God, that guy would have went till, you know, he could no longer go, which happened. But the point I'm making to you is you got to keep active. And your mindset will change once you become an entrepreneur, because it's kind of fun to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's kind of fun having your own money coming in all the time.
So, all right, well, I guess as Barbara said, next. What do we got on health?
A little bit quick on health, because we're going to talk a lot about investing today. Ross is going to get into some gold and silver, and I'm going to give you a little history of our nation. So before we get there, I'm just going to give you a brief. I've been bombarding you with GMOs and gluten-free, and I don't want to stress you guys out. So we're just going to do some basic health information food-wise.
Wait, before you do that.
What?
She's not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
She's not a nutritionist.
I'm not a nutritionist.
I'm not a financial planner. Don't take anything we say
or a lawyer.
Or accountant, CPA, certified pain in the ass. Don't take any of that for fact. Do your own research.
Yeah, we just love these subjects and we just love sharing.
All right, keep going.
Real quick, food. Let's talk about food briefly. Everybody knows fruits and vegetables, healthy meats, healthy fats. If you don't know, that's the way to plan your meals. Sugar equals cancer. Keep that in your mind. We'll go on into that more in the future. Cancer cells thrive on sugar. So stay away from sugar, stay away from carbohydrates, and I mean like breads and cookies and cakes. Healthy carbohydrates like squashes and sweet potatoes, even some white potatoes are good, and carrots are good a little bit. We'll talk about carrots another time. But stick to healthy meats. Stick to lots of vegetables on your plate. Have some fruit and nuts for snack. Healthy fats, avocado, coconut, any kind of nuts. Anything in that range is good for you. Avocados, did I say that? I think I already said that. Anything in that range is good for you. Stay away from fried foods. Stay away from fatty foods.
Well, let me put 2 cents in. I hate vegetables, to be honest with you. She'll tell you that.
He does. But I make him eat them. He puts them in his protein shakes.
But
protein's good if you get a good healthy protein.
But I mean, if you're like me, I mean, worst case, you know, put some spinach or broccoli with a smoothie.
Yeah, you can't taste it.
At least you won't taste it.
Right.
And it'll taste good because you're not tasting that stuff.
That's right.
What do you think?
Yeah, and we'll talk about some good protein shakes that you guys can also incorporate. And they even have protein meal replacements that you can use for your breakfast or for your lunch. So that's just a quick conversation on foods. We'll go into it more deeper in the future, but just wanted to throw that at you to eat your veggies.
All right, now our saying of the day, as you know, I always find something out there in the internet world when I'm researching. Like I said, she doesn't know what I'm going to say. So we'll see what she has to say based on what I'm saying. So here we go. Our brains work best in bodies that are active. What do you think?
I love it. That's a good one. Active and with good food.
Well, I think...
Can I add that in there? Am I
allowed?
That's
true. I mean, listen, common sense, if you've ever read anything about health, people that I think have less chances of dementia and stuff like that are active.
Yeah.
You know,
active
exercise.
Mind, active, exercise, good healthy foods, keeps your brain...
Rebecca happened to mention the C word before, and I hate to say it, the new way to get to see the cancer game could be sitting. Sitting's not good for you. And unfortunately, now that a lot of people are at home working, we could be sitting more.
Yeah, not me. I actually got myself
that's something else we talk
desk.
about.
Yeah, I have a stand-up desk. that you can rise up, or I can lower it to sit, and I love it.
Yeah, we'll get into that. You know, let me write that down. That'll be another episode. Stand up. Hey, that's a good one. I like
Somebody
that.
even told me they have a treadmill at their desk.
All right, we'll get into that another time. So let's rock and roll to the third subject, which Rebecca will introduce a little with investing.
Yeah, I just want to give you guys a really quick, some people probably already know this if you're following what's going on, and some people may not. So just a really quick history of where our country was and where it's going, or where we're keeping our fingers crossed it is going. Ross is going to get into gold and silver, and that is the perfect subject to correlate with what's going on with the new banking system. I think we mentioned it once or twice, the quantum financial system, which should be coming in the near future. But just so you guys know, the United States of America was turned into a corporation in 1871, and it was turned into a corporation by foreign interest, by foreign international bankers. And the reason this was done, because think about it, some of you guys may have companies, or if you don't, we have companies and we have equipment that we own because it's part of our company. So think about it, if these international bankers own or made the United States a corporation, they pretty much own us. They own us and all our property. So we are just products for these multi-million, multi-billionaire people around the world that have turned our country into a corporation. So because we were a corporation, they put taxes on us. They meaning the extremely wealthy people of the whole world that was running our country. We had taxes that we had to pay, and guess where all the taxes went? Yes, into their pockets. There were fines, there was interest, there was all kinds of fees. Driver's license, you have to pay a fee. Boating, hunting license, you have to pay a fee. All these crazy fees and taxes were put upon us basically our whole lives, and that's all we knew and what we know. So then the Fed was created in 1913.
And guess what, people? Kind of crazy. You ever watch the movie The Titanic? We don't know the true story about the Titanic, really. Well, there were 3 guys on that ship, and the reason the Titanic did what it did is 3 gentlemen who did not want the Federal Reserve to be what it became perished.
Well, they didn't want the Fed to be started at all.
They perished in that situation.
They perished on the Titanic, but we'll get into that.
The Titanic wasn't what you think about.
Yeah, thanks, Ross.
I mean, right?
Ross is really going deep.
What do you think?
Okay, we didn't want to go that deep, but that's okay. So when the Fed was created, once again, it was just another way for all these taxes and everything I just mentioned to be basically laundered into the pockets of these multi-billionaire people. And the Fed isn't even U.S. owned. The Federal Reserve is owned by international bankers or international parties. So the United States was gold backed. The currency was gold backed through 1971, and then Nixon took away the gold backed system, and then we just used the fiat system, which is not gold backed. So Nixon, 1971, President Nixon took away our gold standard. So basically, we've been using like monopoly money. It's backed by nothing. So this new quantum financial system, that's going to be our new banking system, is a couple things. First of all, it's going to be gold and silver backed. Second of all, we think that's what we've researched and we've heard. Second of all, it's going to be a system that's going to be basically criminal free. You're not going to be able to launder money. You're not going to be able to access anybody else's money but your own. It's going to be a very stable type of banking system, a better system. Once again, gold backed.
The point is, we'll see. A lot of this is speculation, but it's based on a lot of smart people saying this. So we'll see what happens. But getting into gold and silver, have you seen these at all? These are silver eagles. Silver eagles. I also have them in gold.
Yep.
So, Rebecca, we're talking about gold, silver. We're talking about finance again. Are you hedging with your finance with different assets?
Explain
We've talked
what that
about
means.
cryptos. You know you have cash in the bank. You may have CDs, you may have stocks, you may have bonds. This is physical gold or physical silver, which again, you could YouTube it, so much information out there. So this has been talked about a lot in the last year, that if what happens with the future, with the quantum financial system, you got to understand this physical stuff, when the fiat money in 1971 took over off of the gold standard, this stuff has become suppressed. Can you believe, after all these years, the price of this right now from a dealer is about $39 to $41. Just last year, the price was half of that.
Yeah.
This is the most, from what professionals I've listened to, silver is the most suppressed asset in the world. The cheapest, probably best buy right now to hedge against what possibly could happen very soon. You may need this one day to barter, to buy things, but it's been so suppressed because of the fiat dollar. That's a whole other story that I won't get into, but what I'm saying, do your research on silver, physical gold. You could buy it from companies like SD Bullion that I buy from, Monument Metals. These are big companies, very reputable. When I do buy physical, I've bought from them. So I'm wearing an I Trust Capital hat. I've kind of talked about them in the past, where you could put your IRA money or Roth IRA money in, and guess what? Not only cryptos do they have, you can buy digital silver and gold.
Yeah.
Now, when I show you this is stuff you will buy from the SD Bullions of the world to physically have on you. Some of the stuff from I Trust Capital, which I have some too, I like it, is digital, where it's on blockchain, so it's yours. I trust it immensely. There's a lot of insurance involved with these companies to protect you. So I would say, hedge your bets a little bit here, a little bit there, and you should be fine. So the point is, guys, I love silver eagles. I mean, you could buy bullion. What?
He loves them. He has them all over his desk. I'm like, well, so if somebody breaks in our house, they're going to grab all our silver.
The point is, guys, diversify. You could buy bars. You could buy different sort of silver bullion bars. You don't have to buy silver eagles. I just like them. They're easier. But again, you start buying a bunch of this, it gets heavy. Yeah. It gets hard to store. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. I had a friend I talked to the other day. She has a bunch of silver. She lives in an apartment. She told me she put her silver in a bank. I said, geez, that's the worst place to put your silver. Guess what? If the banking system fails and goes down, I'm telling you, you got that silver or other important documents or whatever in that vault that you're paying $25 a year for. Believe me, you're not getting back in there to take it. So I would not store this stuff in a bank. I don't care if you dig a hole in your backyard and put it somewhere, but do not store
it in a bank.
Do not store stuff in a bank. That's the last place.
And don't freak out. I think Ross is trying to freak everybody out. I'm not saying the banks are going to go down, but there is going to be some kind of transition in the future. We just don't know how it's going to work and which banks are going to be standing. So there will still be banks, I'm sure. So don't freak out. Nothing's happening today.
Just don't put your silver in the bank.
Yeah,
physically.
But I would either buy a little vault for your house or hide it in your house. But yeah, definitely gold and silver is a great way to diversify your investments.
Now, once again, briefly, gold is now down to $17.50 an ounce. Silver is at $25.26 an ounce. Highly suppressed. But again, take this information. Go research it. There's incredible information on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like we've always told you, don't take our word. There's a lot more professional people out there discussing this every day of the week. But again, it's a good diversification tactic, a good hedge against potentially the fiat dollar going down to crapper.
Yes.
Is that a good word? Crapper?
Sometime in the future. It's not going to happen today. But, I just lost my train of thought.
Hey, talk about crapper. I want to teach you something right now. I once used the word crap, supposedly, in a meeting. And the person called my boss and said, your employee cursed. My boss said to the girl, what did he say? She said he used the word crap. True story. My boss came to me and said, did you use the word crap? I go, I may have jokingly said the word crap in a competing product. True story. I told that story to someone else.
Yeah.
She gave me the greatest piece of advice. So if you all want to curse ever or say something is crap, here's the way you say it politely. You ready for this? You remember the answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
You use the word crapola.
Crapola.
That's a very inoffensive way of saying it's crap. Crapola.
There you go.
With that story,
Get back
done.
to silver and gold.
Go buy some silver or gold.
Oh, I remembered my thoughts. See, I needed his whole story to remember my thought. So the people we're following and watching, just so you know, and that's why we're talking about gold and silver today, they're starting to become hard to find. The silver, at least the silver, right?
Silver is
getting harder and harder to find.
Not that you can't. You may be backward for a month,
Yeah.
2 weeks. They're still out there, but it's getting harder and harder to get physical silver.
Yeah, because the word is out and everybody's starting to buy gold and silver right now. So if you can afford it, check out SD Bullion or check out some of these other companies Ross mentioned and see what's available.
But, guys, thanks for having us again. We look forward to our next episode with you. And that's what I got.
All right, we're going to sign off. Everybody remember, stay motivated, stay positive, help your neighbor, be a kind person, raise your vibration. And we will see you next time.
See ya.
See you guys.